Let's talk a bit about Warmaiden. Why are we talking about Warmaiden? Because there is the Arbiter missions part, and in Arbiter missions the problem is that this is the very last mission of the second part. And in order to finish this, you need to get a Warmaiden. How do you get a Warmaiden? You go to the campaigns area, and by the way, don't forget to always refresh the arenas whenever you're there. So you go to the campaigns area and check out, I think it's Deadlands. Yeah, there it is. That's Deadlands. And here you can see Warmaiden. The problem is that it has a 1% drop rate. And according to some data miners, according to some sources, because of a typo, the drop rate for stage 4 is 1.5%, not 1%, but 1.5%. So this is where you farm, and it takes a while. Let's see how we can reason about this type of drop rate. There is the 68, 95, 99.7% rule, which is basically 1 sigma, 2 sigma, 3 sigma standard deviation. If you know some math, you know what this means. If you don't, in that case, just accept that 68 is like this means that if you have 100 people, out of 100, 68 is gonna reach Warmaiden by this amount. And then what we're gonna calculate is what this exactly means in terms of energy spent. I was super lucky because actually I got a Warmaiden. So I was super lucky, and I got a Warmaiden within, I think that it was like 200, 250 energy. But for some people who are super unlucky, it takes them like 1000, 1500 energy. So first of all, if you know where to farm and if that typo is actually correct, which I cannot know if it's correct or not, but hopefully it's correct. I mean, hopefully for you, not for me, because I got it already. Then it means a 1.5% drop rate. This means that whenever you spend energy, the probability that you don't get a Warmaiden is 98.5%, 0.985. That's the probability that you don't get a Warmaiden. And we'll need to see the probability that you don't get a Warmaiden out of whatever many tries, like times n tries. And if you do this, like n and an arrow and 0.985 times n, then you basically create a function where you can enter the value n in parentheses. So for example, within 10 tries, the probability that you don't get it, 0.9, it's not times n, to the power of n, sorry about it, 0.985 to the power of n. Why to the power of n? Because you need to multiply this probability, 0.985, with itself as many times as you don't get the Warmaiden. Now the question is, what is the probability that you do get the Warmaiden? It's 100% minus the probability that you don't get it, so it's 1 minus this. So the probability that you get a Warmaiden within 10 tries is 14.0%. Now if you go to 50, for example, 50 attempts, it's 53%. So it's still within the 1 standard deviation. What we usually do in math is we check the 1 sigma, the 2 sigma, and the 3 sigma rule, okay? 1 sigma, it's like, it's kind of expected, but if it's not, then it's not a big deal. 2 sigma, usually it's expected, I mean 19 out of 20 people get it. 3 sigma, you go like quite sure about it. This means that 3 out of 1000 people don't get it. Just think about that, 3 out of 1000. Now, you can be among those 3 people though, so nothing guarantees it. In fact, the only thing I cannot give you on Warmaiden is guarantees. There is absolutely nothing that guarantees that you ever get a Warmaiden. You can spend hundreds of thousands of energy and you still won't get a Warmaiden if you're that 1 out of a million or 10 million who is so unlucky. So with 50 attempts, and by the way, mind you, 50 attempts is already 400 energy. I said it was about 250 energy that I got it. 250 divided by 8. So I got like 32 tries. Let's try it with 32 tries. So I am among the top 38%. So if you make this experiment, 100 people, I'm in the top 39 in terms of getting Warmaiden. That's what I said. I was super lucky. Some of you talk about bad luck. Just think about that. Oh, I'm not pulling good enough champions. Oh, I'm not doing this. Oh, I'm not doing that. But wait a minute, I saw your video that you already passed the Warmaiden. Maybe you had 100 energy cost. Maybe you had a 500 energy cost. Maybe you had an 800 energy cost. Let's say an 800 energy cost. It's like 10. You're still below the 2 sigma. Maybe you had 60 tries. 65 tries. Let's see, 70. You need 68%, so like something along those lines. Yeah, so you need 76 tries in total to be within one standard deviation. So it's like the 1 sigma, 68.2% probability. This means that 68% of all the people, this is the green, okay? This is the green area. They are like within the boundaries. And 76 tries, if you do this with the 8 option, then it's 608 energy. The 1 sigma, it's already twice the energy that I spent. And that's when I say like luck is subjective. You may feel super unlucky while you get really lucky as well. I mean, while I was grinding the Warmaiden, I felt super unlucky all the way. And then I saw the energy spent and I was like, okay, that's a deception. Back in the days during my poker days, when I played professionally, or semi-professionally, depending on perspective, a long time ago, then I also always felt super unlucky. But at the end of the month, I saw my results and, oh, this is crazy, right? So when you see your results at the end of the month and all the winnings add up, but you feel super unlucky for the whole month, this means that it's psychological. Psychological because imagine that you perceive a negative event 5 times as strongly as a positive event. This means that you need like the 5 positive events to break even. And you're not gonna get that many, especially when you get like small losses every single time and one big win that offsets all this. So we know that 76 tries, 68% of people get it. Now let's see the 2 sigma, the 95. We're somewhere along like 200, 195 or something like that. I didn't calculate that. We could have created an algorithm that not just trial and error but also computes the solution, but I was doing this lean. 199 attempts. So it's like 95% of people get it. It meaning the Warmaiden within that amount of time. And let's see the 99.7. Okay, this is a bit too optimistic. Still a bit too optimistic. Getting closer. $997. It's 994. So it's 380 something. $385. So 385 attempts, 99.7% of people get it. So what does this mean? If you spend 8 energy each time, and by the way, I didn't even consider anything less than brutal. I wanted brutal and that's it. Okay, so you may consider spending 4 energy or 6 energy in normal or hard, and that may reduce your energy cost, but then you win less stuff. but you win less stuff also in Brutal with respect to the 12.6 campaign, so either way. 76 times 8 energy, this is like, you expect 608 energy. 608 energy. If you do this within 608 energy, you're cool. 199. 199 times 8, it's 1592, it's basically 1600 minus 8. So energy lives forever, you know, 1592. That's the 2 sigma, that's basically the norm. 19 people out of 20 finish within 1592 energy. Now let's see the tough luck, the 3 sigma, that's the crazy one. And 385 multiplied by 8 is 3080 energy. Just think about that. 3 out of 1000 people will spend more than 3080 energy. Crazy, isn't it? Do you want to be the one? I don't think so. By the way, it's not 99.7 but 99.73, so in reality we could also go a bit farther. So let's see, 99.70, 99.87, 99.79, 392 is the real number, so I will correct this to 73. 392. That was a small mistake in calculations, but 392 divided by 8, that's a good sum as well. 3136. 3 out of 1000 people will spend more than 3136 energy. Isn't it crazy? That's why variance is huge. And by the way, if you do it in 100 energy, that's also a possibility. Let's see what this costs. Like 100 energy divided by 8 is 12.5. Okay, you cannot really do it in 100 energy, but you can do it in 96, okay? So 96 energy, 12 tries. How many of you get it in 12 tries? 16.5%. That's quite a lot. 16 out of 100 people get it within 12 tries. And then you're like, okay, I expected it more or less, right? And then you figure out, no, you shouldn't expect it. Like 16 of you will expect it. Well, not expect it, but get it. But 84 of you won't. That's why we have these 1 sigma, 2 sigma, 3 sigma. So if you didn't pay attention during math class back in the days when you learned all this stuff, now you see that there is actually utility for this in real life. Because this is something that I think high school people also learn, don't they? Worst case, college, university. But high school in many countries, it's something that people learn. I know that education standards are not the same everywhere all over the world, and it's like sinking like crazy because less knowledgeable people are easier to control and their vote is easier to buy. But anyway, that's another story. So 12 in total. And the craziness of this whole thing, and I need to open Raid Shadow Legends again. Here it is. The craziness of this whole thing is that, okay, I got the Warmaiden, that's so amazing, because, you know, you go to the mission. But then I'm parked here until Wednesday, so 2 more days, and I'm unable to progress in here. So basically I took a break for 2 days in this case. I can concentrate on other stuff. On other stuff. I can concentrate on clan versus clan events and tournaments, but I won't make any progress in the missions. Why is that? Because let's see the missions. So you go here, and by the way, what do you need? You need to go to the Rally Keeper. Had I known this, I would have done this like a week ago or more, because it doesn't cost that much energy. I have this 30. That's fine. By the way, it's not that hard to. So I'll move her up to 3 stars purple. I have this, you see already purple. I have this already purple. And I could have this one as purple as well, but this one is actually fully purple, the Warmaiden. This one. But, you know, this is the champion that is the easiest to farm by far. Why? Because you're always on level 12. And it drops sooner or later because you grind level 12. So if you have like 8 of this and you haven't given them to anyone as food, that's another question, because I could have gotten a lot more of these champions. But we go to the tavern and then ascend, and you see that I need the blue potions. I need like 2 more blue potions. That's all. And I go to the potion mixer, and that's all I need. That's all I need, basically. 2 stupid little potions. And that's why I'm essentially parked for 2 days. Because if you go here and you see it's Magic Keep. Okay, well, let's visit the Magic Keep. What is in the Magic Keep? You go Magic Keep, opens this Wednesday. Screw this. Yeah, so Monday, Tuesday, nothing to do. Absolutely nothing to do. Unless you want to pay 200 gems to accelerate all this, but I have better use cases for gems because I'm competing in some other things. So be careful with this. If you're not here yet, just farm all those potions. In fact, what I'm gonna do is, okay, today Spirit Keep is open, Arcane Keep is usually open. So Spirit Keep, I'll check. Okay, what's up with my green potions? So I'll go to the potion mixer. Yeah, it doesn't matter which one I select. This is not the one I want to ascend. You see, it's not possible to ascend her to 3 stars either. So you go potion mixer, and let's see the green. 66, 22, 5 looks kind of healthy. 58, 21 looks kind of healthy. Void, that's not that healthy actually. So if I had a void option, that would be quite bad. And this is why I'm not ascending my second Sabita. The first Sabita is already 5 stars and all purple, just in case I had a mission in the future. I know I could read the missions, and I didn't do a good enough job at researching this. So if there was another free-to-play challenge, let's say next year or whenever, now I would know. In fact, I would make a lot more research, because the whole game is won via preparation. So think about this, that for example in racing you do so much work, a crazy amount of work, before you go to the racetrack and you win. So basically Max Verstappen doesn't just show up and win. The amount of work that he put in since the age of 4 is crazy. You would not be able to ever catch up to him if you started now. That's the thing. And if just to know where to farm, when to farm, what to farm, so that you're unblocked in terms of future missions, that's what wins you the whole thing. It's not luck. You saw the effect of luck. So that's it. I'm parked right now. And by the way, just as a quick status update, I'm falling back. So I went all the way up to 26, but then I'm now falling back to 32. Partially because I haven't spent most of my energy, because I needed the new events to be active, so at night I didn't play. Partially because I won't be able to continue with the missions, and others who were slow rolling were just got their champions and started advancing. So one thing that I'm gonna do is that okay, now I got all affinities, like everything unlocked, but I will concentrate on getting a 4 in critical damage and accuracy, possibly. Critical damage accuracy for blue. I won't concentrate on the small stuff, because one of the missions are gonna be like 2 4s. So this is what I'm gonna concentrate, and I heard that I need accuracy. I don't yet know why, but that's also knowledge that's worth acting on. So, you see, don't think that you're that unlucky. Those people who spend more than 3000 energy are really unlucky. 3 out of 1000. Those people who spend more than 1600 energy are really unlucky. 5 out of 100. But if you spend 1000 energy, I mean, let's see, 1000 energy. 1000 divided by 825. About 85 out of 100 people get the Warmaiden in 1000 energy. That's a new perspective, hopefully.